What if a simple 9-volt battery could turn this bright blue liquid into solid metal? Look at the glass beaker, half filled with copper sulfate solution, 2 copper strips dangling, a red battery, and loose wires waiting. The switch sits untouched, ready for a magician's first move. Those sparkling blue crystals beside the beaker are the same copper ions that give the solution its electric hue. Imagine each crystal as a tiny seed waiting to deposit metal. As we bring the wires together, the whole setup becomes a quiet alchemist lab. What will it conjure next? Now the copper strips wear red and black leads, like conductors ready for a show. The switch sits left, stubbornly off, while the 9-volt battery waits patiently. With the circuit still open, the liquid stays blue. What hidden dance will begin once we flip that lever? The lever now slides right, closing the circuit. Our magician pulls the rabbit out of the hat. The copper strips, wires, and batteries stay exactly where they were, but the moment feels charged. Something invisible has started, and the first tremor of change is about to surface. Look, tiny white bubbles pop from the lower copper strip, gathering like a frothy crown on its tip. The solution holds its vivid blue, but those bubbles tell us the hidden alchemist is already at work. As the fizz grows, where will the copper itself appear next? The bubble stream now steadies, marching from the cathode like tiny balloons. Notice how the deep blue fades toward turquoise, as if the liquid is giving up its copper ions. With each bubble, the invisible alchemist steals a bit more, hinting that a solid layer will soon emerge. A faint brown sheen now dusts the lower strip, the first whisper of metal plating. While bubbles keep rising, the solution continues its slow fade, surrendering color. That subtle shine tells us the hidden alchemist succeeded. So what will happen when the coating thickens further? The brown coat has grown into a shiny copper layer, reflecting the lab lights like a miniature mirror. Meanwhile, the upper strip shows pitting at its edges, and orange specks float in the now pale solution. The alchemist's work is evident. How far will this copper river travel? Rapid bubbles now brew a frothy white foam that crowns the liquid surface, while a turquoise swirl dances beneath. The bright copper sheen on the lower strip gleams against this foam, like a polished coin on a sea of bubbles. Can the copper keep spreading beyond this glossy stage? The lower strip is now fully plated. Its surface mirrors the bench, as if it were a tiny, perfect mirror. The surrounding liquid has turned almost transparent, barely recalling its former blue brilliance. With the copper complete, what new tricks can this sleek sheet perform for us? Delicate copper dendrites now sprout from the plated strip, dangling like metallic seaweed in the clear liquid. Each filament catches tiny glints as bubbles drift upward, turning the scene into a hidden garden of shining vines. Will these fragile branches eventually bridge the gap to the other electrode? A thin, bright filament now reaches from the lower strip toward the upper electrode, finally making contact and forming a visible metallic bridge across the solution. The moment the two meet, the alchemist's circuit completes itself, hinting that electricity can now flow through pure copper alone. A smooth copper film now clings to the beaker's inner wall, turning it into a reflective surface that mirrors the bench perfectly. Beneath this metallic skin, the solution pools as an almost invisible film, as if the alchemist has hidden the liquid beneath a shining veil. The whole arrangement now glints with metallic shine. Even the battery contacts spark tiny flashes like fireflies. Bubbles continue their graceful ascent, while the near-clear solution hugs the copper coatings like a thin veil. With sparks dancing, what practical use might this freshly forged copper now have? Lifted from the beaker, the fully plated copper strip rests beside a small green LED, its leads snugly attached to the shiny metal. The LED bursts to life with a vivid green glow, proving our copper can now power a tiny light, all thanks to that simple battery. In this close-up, the LED radiates a vivid green beam while its wires clamp onto the softly glinting copper strip. Behind them, the beaker and battery sit quietly. The clear solution now, just a faint backdrop. The alchemist's work shines bright. What else could we illuminate with this copper? Now 3 peeled copper ribbons lie in series, each end linked to the LED and battery. Together they create a continuous path, and the LED glows steadily, casting a warm light across the bench. Our alchemist's copper chain proves that even simple strips can become reliable conductors. The battery now lies silent, the LED dimmed, and the beaker emptied, leaving a tidy stack of gleaming copper ribbons, a proof that a simple blue liquid can become solid metal with just a battery. Like a magician's final reveal, this experiment reminds us, everyday chemistry can turn the ordinary into the extraordinary.